Shalom, this is Tirsa Lewis with Dirk Echad, Israeli Beit Midrash. Today, I just want to speak to women. I want to talk about just the role of the Hebrew household of faith and just talk and touch on our role in that. Over time, there have been many thoughts of women in various positions within the Hebrew congregations and Hebrew communities. And one thing that I have seen and noticed is that a lot of people are more than comfortable having emahs, more than comfortable having women that they address as emah. But whenever it comes to addressing men as elder or moreh or any title, they have an issue and they buck up against that. And just looking at the role of the emah within the congregation, our role isn't to take over the eldership that is to be in place. When we look in the book of, as we could start over in the book of Ephesians, where it gives the fivefold ministry, or what is commonly called the fivefold ministry. The reasoning behind that in Ephesians chapter 4 is for the perfecting of the saints, the perfecting, so that we aren't tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. And so Ephesians chapter 4, we'll start at 11, says, "And he gave some as apostles, and some as prophets, and some as evangelists, and some as pastors and teachers, for the equipping of the saints," or the perfecting of the saints, "for the work of service to the building up of the body of Messiah, until we all attain to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Elohim, to a mature man, to a measure of the stature which belongs to the fullness of Messiah. As a result, we are no longer to be children tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men, by the craftiness and deceitful scheming. But speaking the truth in love, we are to grow up in all aspects into him, who is the head, even the Messiah, from whom the whole body, being fitted and held together by that which every joint supplies, according to the proper working of each individual part, causes the growth of the body for the building up of itself in love." And so when we're looking at this, we can see how the ministry is a necessary component or a necessary thing in the building up of the body and the keeping out of strange doctrines. When we look at Titus, and the Apostle Paul is sending Titus, and he's telling him to establish the assembly there. In chapter 1 and verse 5, it says, "For this reason I left you in Crete, that you might set in order what remains, and appoint elders in every city as I directed you, namely, if any man be above reproach, the husband of one wife, having children who believe, not accused of dissipation or rebellion. For the overseer must be above reproach as Elohim's stewards, not self-willed, not quick-tempered, not addicted to wine, not pugnacious, not fond of sordid gain, but hospitable, loving what is good, sensible, just, devout, self-controlled, holding fast the faithful word, which is in accordance with the teaching, that he may be able both to exhort in sound doctrine, and also to refute those who contradict." And so basically, the elder is supposed to be, or the overseer is supposed to be able to exhort and to teach, and to also sound doctrine, and to also quench or cut off doctrines that are not sound. And so it's for the perfecting or the building up of the saints, so that we are not tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. And these elders are men. They're men. Now, when we look at the women and we look at our position, and whenever it speaks about the women, even in Titus, it's speaking about us exhorting other women. And it says here in Titus 2, verse 3, it says, older women, which are the emahs, right, likewise are to be reverent in their behavior. That's what we're supposed to be, not malicious gossips, nor enslaved to much wine, teaching what is good, that they may encourage who? They may encourage the young women to love their husbands and to love their children, to be sensible, pure, workers at home, kind, being subject to their own husbands, that the word of Elohim may not be dishonored. And so the role of the emah is to set the tone of the women. You know, the role of the emah is to hold the women accountable. Oh, you're not going to be a good wife to your husband. Oh, you're not going to be a good mother to your children. And to teach what is good, you know, and to stop and to basically hold accountable and stop bad behavior of the women in her midst. And so, you know, that's what we do at the Echad, as far as the emahs or the older women, helping and teaching and bringing along the younger women. And this doesn't necessarily mean an age thing, because a lot of people are coming in, some people come in at an older age, and they need to learn too, you know. So, you know, when we come into fellowship, basically teaching the women, you know, just even how to present themselves to the Most High, you know. And it could be as simple as, you know, when we come to fellowship, we are coming looking a certain way, we're presenting ourselves a certain way, or just our language, how we speak, you know, getting rid of foul speech and foul words, what we watch, you know, getting rid of, you know, things that we shouldn't be entertaining. You know, if it's a single woman, you know, speaking to that you should, you know, basically be preserving yourself until the Most High brings the man in your life that he has for you to be with. And so we have a lot of work to do within the body, and we need to have our elders, you know. And so we cannot think that elders, you know, the men in the group, are not important, or we don't value them, you know, as much as the emahs. We need to value eldership. We need to value leadership. We need to value good, solid teaching. That's what we need. And the women, and when we have that, then the women in the communities, we're able to function and do our part and our role in a more of a stable and solid and supported environment. And, you know, women, I hate to say it, but women can really be a destructive force. You know, the reason we're in the state we're in right now, I hate to say it, but it's because of our foremother Hava. And women, we need to be, you know, reeled in. You know what I mean? We have a building power. We was created to build. That is part of my Hebraic Womanhood 101 series. We was created to build. But when you think about building, there's also destruction within building, right? Because, you know, whenever you build, sometimes you got to break up rocks and you got to tear down structures and things of that nature. And so the process of building a lot of times involves tearing down. And so it's just a different side of the construction coin, the demolishing coin. It's the same coin. It's just a different side. Okay. And so we have to be careful, and we have to know that when we walk in function, when we're in function, we're going to build. But when we're in dysfunction, we are going to destroy, you know, and that involves destroying things in our own households. But we as women have been involved in the tearing down of whole kingdoms, right? And so when we speak about the spiritual household, the household of faith, the body of the Messiah, we as women have to make sure that we are functioning where we need to be functioning at. Okay. And if it's offensive, then it's just offensive. There's no sugarcoating this. You have to walk in function. You have to walk where you belong. You have to do your purpose, fulfill your purpose. That's what we are trying to do at Direct Echad. So I just want to get on here and just say that, the role of the emot, yes, it is important, but we cannot overshadow or try to overtake the role of the elder. The role of the elder needs to be there for the laying down of order, for the instructing and the perfecting of the body of Messiah, and to also quench and eliminate bad doctrines and behaviors as they arise. Hallelujah.